Hi, welcome to BFS Wargaming. So I'm Patrick here with Alex, and we're going to do a kill team bat rep. So we're doing Heretic Astartes versus Genestealer cult. We're going to quickly go through the lists to explain what we've got and what we've chosen in terms of specialists and things like that. So I've got 7 normal cultists, 3 with auto pistols and brutal assault weapons, and then 4 with the auto guns. I've then got sergeant with shotgun, and then 2 flamers. Unfortunately, not everything is WYSIWYG. I actually only had 1 flamer, so the other guy isn't. And then I'm using noise marines as my Chaos Space Marines. So I have the leader, and he has a power sword, and then this heavy gunner has a heavy bolter, and this gunner has a plasma gun. So we move on to...
Do you have specialists and leaders?
I do have specialists. So he's the aspiring champion. Yeah, he's the leader, and I have a heavy specialist and a sniper, I believe. I'll have to come back to it and just check it. So we'll go to yours first.
Yeah, so Genestealer cult's quite new to me. I'm literally just running them for kill team. I've not got a bigger army or anything like that. So if I mispronounce anything, forgive me. So what I'm going with is I've got 8 neophytes. 5 of them have got the auto guns. One is currently modelled with a mining laser, but he's actually got a heavy stubber. The one with the grenade launcher is actually running with a Weber, and then this neophyte here, still auto gun, and he's my leader. The guy with the Weber is going to be my demo specialist, and the guy with the heavy stubber is my heavy specialist. Then I have 3 acolytes. They're modelled with the auto pistols, but I'm actually running hand flamers with them. And the one at the front is a zealot specialist. And then to finish it off at the back, I've got 2 aberrants, one with the mining pick and rending claw, and the other one with the power hammer. So that's my whole team there. I think it's about 96 points in the end. So you can actually get quite a lot with Genestealer cult.
Yeah,
surprisingly upgrades don't cost that much.
We've both got 13 models. Sorry, just to clarify, so I've got the leader. The heavy bolter is the heavy specialist, and then the plasma is the sniper, and then I have this flamer is demolitions. So that is all of my specialists. I've got 97 points. Yeah, I was saying I've got 13 models, and so have you, haven't you?
Yeah, same amount of models. Roughly about the same of what we're going with. Well, spec-wise, when you've got, say, 8 cultists altogether, wasn't it?
No, I've got 10 cultists altogether.
10 cultists altogether. So
yeah.
I've got 8 of my, essentially, the Genestealer cultists.
Yeah.
The acolytes are slightly better, I guess. Not as good as tank marines, and obviously the aberrants, if they get close.
Yeah, and also the
heavy hitters.
The aberrants have got 2 wounds, haven't they?
Yeah, 2 wounds.
Yeah, so none of my stuff's got 2 wounds, but I do have the transhuman physiology on the Space Marines, so when I get a flesh wound, I can ignore the -1 to hit, which is pretty cool. So we're going to set up the board, choose the mission, and then deploy, and we'll come back. Okay, so we have deployed the Heretic Astartes have deployed along here. We're doing the mission sweep and clear, and the Genestealer cult have deployed along here. So in the mission, there's 4 objective markers shown. There is 1 under there and 1 over here. So each objective marker at the end of the game is worth 2 points, and for each enemy model you take out of action, you get 1 victory point. So the other rule to this mission is the victory condition is if your team breaks, you automatically lose. So let's hope we can last out and no one breaks, and see if we can take it to victory points. So we're gonna roll off for the initiative phase, which we'll do now. So Alex got 7. And I got an 8, so it's Heretic Astartes to go first. Okay, the Heretic Astartes movement. So we've readied the guy here, so he'll be shooting first, along with these guys. So I've got the plasma guy up here, the heavy stubber there, and then the rest of the guys with the auto guns. I've moved up the 2 flamers and the cultist sergeant with the shotgun, and then these close assault cultists and the leader with plasma pistol and power sword have just moved up a little bit further, not too far. So we're going to go into the Genestealer cult movement and see how they counter the moves that we've done.
Okay, so that's the end of the Genestealer cult movement phase. So the Aberrant and the 2 Acolytes that are on this side of the board have moved round over here. And then one of the Neophytes, who was originally by this building with these guys, has just arrived to jump on top of that and hopefully get line of sight on some guys over there. The Acolyte that was with these guys has advanced up here, getting a bit closer to these cultists. And then these guys at the back, they've all pretty much readied. Should be able to get a good view on a few things down there. This guy jumped off the top of the building, it's now down the side, and then these guys have moved around with the other Aberrant who's advanced down this way. So we'll go into the shooting phase next.
Okay, so we're shooting with this readied heavy bolter, and we're shooting down through a guy with a mining laser through that door. So he's obscured, so he's -1 to hit. So the heavy bolter is heavy 3. So we've got 1 hit, and then it's strength 5 and there's toughness.
Toughness 3 on the Genestealers.
So it is a 3 to wound, which is a wound, and it's -1 AP.
So it's going to be, is it 5 up save?
Yeah,
6 up?
6 up save.
Yeah, that's either way that would have failed.
So it's a flesh wound. So 3 and below is a flesh wound, and then a 4 and above is out of action. And it was a 5.
Oh, that's
the first guy
heavy gone then entirely.
out of action. So
this chap here, he's actually holding a Weber rather than a grenade launcher, and he's going to be shooting into the heavy bolter there. So it's a D3 weapon, it's assault D3, so he's doing 1 shot. Yeah, of course. You're obscured and out of range, so it's going to be hitting on 6s, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
He is a demo specialist, that guy, so let me just double check before I get this wrong which one that actually means for him. So you add 1 to wound rolls against targets that are obscured. So
okay. So you need to hit a 6.
Which he doesn't.
Which doesn't.
And that means he's done, nothing happens there.
So the cultist with his auto gun on the far left is going to rapid fire into the acolyte there. So there's no minus to hit because he's not obscured, and he is within half range. So it is hitting on 4s. Neither of them hit.
So we're going to fire this guy's auto gun into the cultist over here. He's going to get hitting on 6s because he's out of half range and obscured. So nothing there. So
the middle cultist there is firing into the acolyte. It's no obscurity, so it's hitting on 4s. 1 hit, and then it's strength 3, toughness
3,
so 4s. No wound. So we're going to do this third cultist into the acolyte. I think he is slightly obscured, so we hit on 5s. No hits. So the cultist over here with his auto gun is going to fire into this back acolyte. So he's obscured, so he's going to hit on 5s. No hit. Okay, so the plasma guy here is going to be firing down into the cultist there, or neophyte. So he is obscured and out of range, so he's going to be -2, so hitting on 5s, rerunning 1s because he's a sniper. 3, so he misses. So we're moving on to the non-ready guys. So this flamer here at the front is going to fire into the front acolyte, so it's assault D6. So I've got 4. And then he's toughness.
Straight 4, toughness 3.
Yep, so 3s.
2.
So we've got 2. And then saves, there's no AP.
So it's 1 wound.
1 wound. So roll to see for the injury roll.
It's
he's got a flesh wound.
Okay, right, so this neophyte is going to be shooting into the heavy bolter there. He's obscure, but he's within half range. So he's going to be hitting on 5s, and it's a rapid fire weapon, so 2 shots, hitting on 5s, and nothing.
Okay, so the shotgun guy is going to fire into the front acolyte, and I'm going to be hitting on 4s. So 1 hit, and then it's in half range, so it's +1 to strength, so it's actually strength 4, so I'll be wounding on 3s.
Yep.
Yep, wound.
And that's going to be a fail.
So fail, so because he already has a flesh wound, it's +1 to the injury roll, so 2 and below it's another flesh wound, 3 and above it is a out of action. And he's out of action.
Okay, so this neophyte is going to use his auto gun to shoot into the cultist here. Cultist out in the open from where he is, so it's only going to be a 5 to hit because he's outside of half range. No.
So I'm doing the second flamer into the aberrant down here. So it's D6. So it's only 2. It's strength 4 and he is toughness.
He is toughness 4.
So 4s to wound. So 1 wound and a save.
Nope.
Nope. So he goes down a wound.
So this neophyte shooting into the Space Marine there. 6s to hit. No.
So Melida with his plasma pistol can see this acolyte.
Yep.
Is out of half range and obscured, so it is 5s to hit, and he misses.
So this neophyte into the cultist here. He's out in the open, but he's over half range, so we're still looking for 5s to hit. That was a hit.
Good hit.
And then it's a strength 3 weapon, and he's toughness 3.
Yep.
So we're looking for 4s. Nothing.
Okay, so we're doing the initiative roll.
It's a 5 for me, so...
So Heretic Astartes to go first. Okay, so these flamers sort of just shunted over. The sergeant with the shotgun moved back there. This guy readied. The plasma guy readied. All these guys, the heavy bolter and the 3 cultists here readied. The leader moved back round, and these 3 cultists with pistols readied as well. So we're going to go to the Genestealer cult.
Okay, so this acolyte is going to charge into the warm flamer here to do Overwatch.
So D6 shots.
4 shots.
So 4 shots.
Look for 6s.
That's all I hit.
Auto hit, isn't it?
Yeah. So wounds is 3. 3.
Strength 4. Toughness 3.
Yeah. So 3s.
2.
So we have 2 wounds. And you're saving on 5s?
No. That's probably dead then.
So it's just 1 wound roll, isn't it?
Yeah, one injury test. So he's flesh wound.
He's got a flesh wound.
And then they just roll his charge if he gets in, so he'll get 4 there. Yeah, that's enough. So we'll put him in here. I'll put flesh wound on here. He's then going to charge into the other flamer. So again.
So
D6
shots. For 6.
Lovely. 4s to wound this time.
So 4s to wound.
So there's
3 wounds. So 3 saves.
He's not going to survive this, is he? Okay, so that's 2 wounds.
So it's just, so he's down to 1 anyway, is he?
Yeah, so he'll be down. He's on 1 wound now, so he'll be on 0 wounds. So he needs to do the injury roll.
Injury roll. Okay, so 3 minus. He's got a flesh wound. 4 up. He's dead. He's dead.
Okay, things die very quickly in Kill Team. Okay, right. So that's the Genestealer turn 2 movement phase done. So obviously, what's happened so far is the aberrant is now dead. 1 acolyte got in with a flesh wound there, and then the other acolyte that was on this side of the building, so he got in there. Didn't have to roll any Overwatch because he was obscured, or completely obscured. Then over here we had 1 guy move from this building to the left here. The other guy readied. This guy's readied. These 2 down this end have readied. This guy moved around from this side of the building to here, and then this guy's moved up. The aberrant managed to get a 5 on the advance roll, so he moved 11 inches from that corner of the building and then tucked in on that side of the building there. So we'll go into the shooting phase now and see if anything else dies.
Okay, so I'm firing with the heavy bolter at the guy with the Weber
That's right.
back here. He is obscured. but he's within half range, so I'm going to be hitting on 4s.
Yep.
1 hit, and then strength 5, so it'll be 3s to wound. Oh, no wound. I'm going to use a command point to re-roll, and still got a 1.
Okay, so this neophyte here is going to be shooting at the cultist here, who's out in the open, outside of half range, so it's going to be a 5 to hit him. Okay, and then he's toughness 3 and the weapon is strength 3, so we're looking for a 4. Oh, we've finally got a wound, no AP.
So it's a cultist, so he gets a 6-up save.
Oh, so close. So the injury roll, he's just flesh wounded.
Okay, so my plasma
It's that
guy
neophyte.
is going to send the neophyte there. He's out of half range, and he's obscured, so I'll be hitting on 5s. It's got a 5.
Okay.
It's strength 7,
So 2s to
so
wound.
2s to wound. Got a
Okay.
2. It's minus 3 AP.
I think that means he just goes straight through on these guys.
Yeah. So do the injury roll. A 3, so he takes a flesh wound.
Right back here, he's going to be shooting into the cultist again here, see if we can do anything else to him. Again, out of half range, but he's not obscured, so it's going to be a 5-up. Yep, and then we're looking for a 4. No.
Okay, the cultist on the right is going to be shooting into this injured neophyte. So he's in half range and he is obscured. So we'll be hitting on 5s, but it's rapid fire.
Okay.
So we've got 1, and then we'll be wounding on 4s.
No. So I'm going to be using this neophyte to shoot into the heavy bolter here. He's within half range, he's obscured, so he'd be hitting on a 5. I'm going to spend 2 command points for adding 1 to the hit roll to models that are obscured using density analysis lenses. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 4s.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, middle cultist shooting into the injured neophyte again. So it'll be 5s. Nothing.
Right, so this neophyte here is going to be shooting into the injured cultist over here. He's going to be out of half range and obscured, so it's going to be a 6. Nope.
I'm going to get my injured cultist here to shoot into the neophyte back there. So because he's got -1 because of the injury, plus he's obscured, so I'm going to be hitting on 6s.
Okay, so the guy with the Weber here is going to be shooting through the building at the heavy bolter Astartes. It's a D3 shot, so how many shots does he get? 2. So it's 2 dice. He's hitting on 6s. 6s. No, nothing. So neophyte here, shooting into the cultist that's out in the open. He's within half range, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. 2 shots. 2 hits. And 4s to wound. 1 wound. 6-up save. Ooh.
Try again.
Okay,
Right.
and then the injury roll. That is out of action. So the neophyte here is going to be shooting into the heavy bolter Astartes again. So 1 shot, and he's going to be hitting on 6s. Ooh, it's a hit.
Here.
And it's going to be a 5 to win, I believe, because you're toughness 4, and
Yep.
your gun is strength 3. So 5s. No. So he's safe. So we've got the acolyte who's in combat, because he's got a pistol. It's a hand flamer. That's what it is. A pistol. So you can carry on shooting that. So that does D3 shots. 3 shots. It auto hits. It's strength 3, toughness 3. So we're looking for 4s. That is 3 wounds. So that's 3 6-ups.
3 6-up saves. Next
Right.
none.
And then the injury roll. He's flesh wounded. And then we'll do this acolyte as well whilst we're at it.
Yep.
He's doing the exact same thing. So D3 shots, 1 shot. Auto hits, so looking for a 4 to wound. That's a wound.
6-up save. Nope.
No. And then the injury roll. Flesh wound as well. Flesh wounds all round.
Yeah, it means I might get shaken.
So we're doing the charges. So we've got the acolyte here into the cultist. So this guy has 2 attacks. He's hitting on 3s normally, but he has got a flesh wound, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. And he's re-rolling his 1s because we've got another acolyte here that's currently holding the cult icon. So 4s and re-rolling 1s. 2 3s. Okay, so we'll go over and do this attack then. So this one, he's got 2 attacks. He's also a zealot, so he gives him the extra attack.
Yep.
And then he's not got a flesh wound, so he's hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That's all hits.
3 hits.
So he is strength 4.
But
again,
plus
because the zealot is strength 5, so it makes no difference really.
Yeah,
3's the wound. Okay, that's 3 wounds.
Is there any AP?
That is a good question. What are the cultist knives? Bear with me. No AP.
Okay. So 6 up saves, 3 of them. Oh, I made one. Okay, so the injury roll.
That is just a flesh wound. So he's on 2 now.
It's 2 flesh wounds. We're going to do the attacks back. So the cultist champion gets 2 attacks, but he's got 2 flesh wounds, so he's -2. So he's going to be hitting on 6s, which doesn't get. And then the other cultist is -1, and he is going to be has 1 attack. It's going to be hitting on 5s. So we get a hit. And then it's strength 3 and toughness 3.
Yep.
So 4s. No.
Okay.
So nerve test. Neither of our team have lost enough to break, but Alex done a nerve test on this neophyte and passed. On this neophyte, you rolled a.
So on this acolyte I rolled a 6, and obviously that leaves you with 7. I've got 3 dead guys, so that took me up to what?
8, 9,
9, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Over whatever the leadership was.
So he's become shaken. I rolled on these 2 who had the flesh wounds, and they were okay. I think I rolled a 3 and a 2. So we are going to go into the next battle round. So we're going to roll for
initiative.
The initiative.
I'm doing really poor on these initiative rolls, so I'm going last again.
I'm going first again. This is I've been first every time so far.
Yeah.
This is turn 3. Okay, Heretic Astartes. Turn 3 movement. So we dropped this flamer back out of combat. We readied this guy. We moved this flamer back a little bit. We left the sergeant here in combat, and then we charged with the leader here. We readied these 2 cultists, readied this plasma, readied the heavy bolter, and then we charged these 3 cultists into the aberrant round here. And that was it. So we're going to go into Genestealer cult.
So we're going to attempt to do a charge with this neophyte here into the cultist over here that just charged my aberrant. So the roll, so we're looking for 8 inches between this. Was that technically so 7 to get within an inch?
Yeah.
So there.
8 inches, made it.
That's what we need. Okay, so that is the end of the Genestealer movement phase. So, because he's shaken, he's going nowhere. Because he's in combat, he's going nowhere. These 2 have readied up. So is he. And the 2 guys I had around this building, one climbed up the side of the building and one ran up the stairs, so they're both up here now. And then the guy in the middle of the table, he's readied up. And of course, you would have seen the charge into there. And obviously my aberrant's not going to move because he's just been charged, so he can't fall back or do anything at that point anyway. So we'll go into the shooting phase. Okay, so it's the start of the shooting phase, so I'm going to use Acidic Spit. So you use this at the start of the shooting phase, pick any model within 1 inch of a model of your kill team and roll a dice and a 5 up, that enemy suffers a mortal wound. So that's going from this acolyte into the leader who's just joined into that combat.
You're spitting at me.
That's what happens. They were having a nice little fight and you decide to interrupt it. You get a spat in the face. And it goes off, so that is a mortal wound.
So, injury roll.
6.
He did! Just killed my leader. So, my heavy bolter is going to have another go at the guy holding the Weber back here. So, I'm going to be hitting on 4s because he is obscured. No hits.
Any rerolls on there?
Yeah, I'll try a reroll. Nope.
So we're going to fire the Weber back at the heavy bolter, returning fire. Obviously hits on 4s, 5s because the guy's obscured, and you're outside half range. So we're looking at 6s again still. So looking for a 6, and no, it's not the cultist down the way while we're on it.
How dare you hit my flame. Okay, my plasma guy He's going to shoot up into one of these, the one at the front.
This one here?
Yep. So it's -2 because of obscurity and...
Distance?
Yeah. Nada. So we're back again, and we rise as a 1. He's a sniper, so he gets to re-roll. But it still doesn't matter.
So we're going to go for this neophyte here into the heavy bolter. So rapid fire range. He's obscured though, so we're looking at 5s to hit. 1 hit.
Gets a hit.
And then we're looking for a 5 to wound because it's a strength 3 weapon and he's a space marine. There we go.
And then 9 AP, so 3 up save.
That's a save.
Saves. So the cultist on the right, shooting into this neophyte. So it'd be 6 to hit.
Okay.
No.
So this guy is going to shoot into this cultist here. It's going to be a 6 to hit because of range and obscurity on 1 dice. No.
Okay, so we're going to go straight back and then return fire from the same guy into that guy. So it's going to be a 6. This is literally taking pot shots. No.
So this neophyte into the heavy bolter again, who just won't die. So we're doing rapid fire. He's obscured, so 5s. So 1 hit, and a wound is a 5 again. That's a wound.
3 up save.
Anyway,
Saves.
I should have saved me last time as well.
Yeah. He's making sure the save as well. So the readied cultist here is going to fire his autogun into this acolyte. So it's going to be hitting on 4s because he's in the open, and it's rapid fire. So 1 hit, and then it'll be 4s to wound. No wound. Okay, so the flamer here is going to shoot into the acolyte. So it's D6 shots for 1. And it's wounding on a 3.
Yep.
And there's no wound.
Okay, so we're going to do this neophyte into the sniper with the plasma on top of the building. So 6s because of range and obscurity. Nothing there. And I'll do the same again with the guy at the back into him. 6s.
Reroll.
Let's do this on the table. There we go. So because this guy, part of his war gear, they come with pistols, he's going to fire his pistol into the back of that cultist there. So it's going to be hitting on a 4. Yep. It's stroke 3, it's going to be wounding on a 4. No. So the acolyte here who's in combat, he's got his hand flamer, so he's going to be shooting it into that cultist champion. So D3 shots, he's doing 2 shots. Grab that. He's obviously also hit, it's stroke 3, so we're looking for 4s to wound. No wounds.
So these 3 have pistols, and 2 of them are going to shoot into the aberrant, and the other one's going to shoot into the neophyte. So we'll do the one into the neophyte first, so it's going to be hitting on 4s. Nope. And then we'll do 2 into the aberrant.
4s again, so it's 1 hit.
1 hit, and then it'd be 5s.
3 to toughness 4, so
Yes,
5s.
Oh,
okay.
No. Okay, so one of the cultists here is going to be fighting the neophyte. So he's got 2 attacks because he gets 1 base and then 1 for his brutal assault weapon. And we're going to be hitting on 4s. So we've got 1 hit, and then we're going to be wounding on 4s. No wound. I'm going to command point that. Yep, wound.
And it's 5 up save. Saved.
Oh, saved.
Okay, because he's the only guy who's charged, we're going to do the attack back from the neophyte into the cultist. So this guy's got 1 attack and he's hitting on 4s. And that's a hit. And this is a strength 3.
So 4s.
So 4s again. And that's a wound.
So 6 up save. No.
So we'll do the injury roll on that cultist. He's flesh wound.
Okay, so we're going to do the other 2 cultists into the aberrant. So we're going to be, there's going to be 4 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Good roll.
So 4 hits, and then we're going to be wounding on 5s.
Yep, toughness 4.
And none.
Wounds, okay.
So because I have the initiative, the cultist gets to go first. So it's the sergeant, so he gets 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. Oh no, he's not.
He's got 2 flesh wounds,
so he's hitting on
-2.
6s. So no.
Okay, so the Acolyte is attacking into the Cultist, so he's got 2 attacks using his Rending Claw, and then he'll have an additional attack using his Cultist Knife. So I'll do the Rending Claws first. So he's not flesh wounded anyway, so he is hitting on 3s in close combat, I believe. I'll just double check that, make sure I'm not messing that up. Yep, so 3s. And then he's going to be wounding with strength 4. I'm going on 3s.
Yep.
So that's a wound at -1 AP.
That's minus 4 AP.
Oh, 6, yeah, so he goes to a 5/4, so he's got no armour
It's an
save.
injury roll.
So the injury roll,
Yeah,
so he's dead. So no point using that Cultist Knife now. Okay, so I'm going to get the Aberrant to attack back the Cultists. He's got 2 attacks base, but I'm going to spend 2 command points to increase his attack characteristics by D3, so I'll roll a D3 for that. So he's got 2 extra attacks, so he's going to be going for 4 attacks.
So how are you splitting them?
What I'm going to try and do then is I'm going to do, I'll do 1 attack on the injured guy. They're all the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
So 1 attack each. I'll put 2 into the guy here. So 2 on him,
Yep.
1 on him, 1 on the other guy.
Yeah.
This stratagem, it is 2 command points, gives me those extra attacks, but I am hitting on 4s instead of 3s now. So we'll do the 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1 goes 3. This guy's strength is 5, and the power hammer, let me just double check that, that will bring him up to 10. So it's a 2 to wound.
That's definitely a 2 then.
Yeah, definitely a 2 to wound, is where I roll 1s. Yeah, there you go.
Do you want to come on? Point it?
I could actually, I've got 1 left.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else to do this turn, so let's try that. So 2. Yep. That is then doing -3. So
he's, yep, injury roll.
Yep.
He's dead.
So that's him dead.
Next guy.
So 1 attack on the next guy. Yep.
Hits.
2s. Yep.
He's injury roll. He's dead. And then the injured guy.
And then the injured guy. Yep, definitely a hit.
2s.
That's a wound.
Yep. Injury roll.
He's dead as well. That's quite beasty.
Yeah, the Aberrant did a good job there. Okay, turn for initiative roll.
You're going first.
So, I'm going first again. 4 turns in a row. This is working out quite nicely. Although, at the moment, Alex is winning. So, we'll...
That's a loose winning, I think.
Well, yeah, it could turn.
You've got 2 flamers over... Well, no, he's shaking, isn't he?
Shaking,
and then my guy was shaking as well.
Yeah.
So you've got a flamer that's probably going to kill that guy.
But I could quite easily break at the end of this turn because I will have more than my half my army.
I mean, I've got 2 guys almost near death. That'll bring me to 5. Kill off another Acolyte.
Yeah.
Or Neophyte. I reckon you'll probably break me as well.
We could get there somehow. Okay, so we'll go into the movement for the Heretic Astartes. Okay, so the Heretic Astartes movement. So we've readied the flamer. This guy, the other flamer's shaken. We've moved this guy just up here to have a peek round, have a look down here. We just moved the plasma gun up to here. We moved the heavy bolt back to here because we're worried about this Aberrant charging us. And
left him in combat.
It left him in combat and readied the guy next to him. So we're going to be going into...
So Genestealer movement phase?
Yep, Genestealer move.
So I'm going to try and get the Aberrant here to make a charge round into the Cultist that's here. So obviously you can't see, so there's not going to be any overwatch. And we measured out, I think it's about 9 inches, so we're looking for an 8-inch roll to get in. Come on, Aberrant. Oh, here we roll the other one.
Well, we've got a 6. Yep.
That's 8, so he just makes it in, so he's coming all the way around here. It's probably man of the match, this Aberrant, for me, for this army at the moment. So we'll put a charge counter next to him. If I can find one.
And then the rest of your moves?
So we've left this guy in combat. Obviously this guy over here is shaken, so he can't move. I've just scurried him over a little bit so he's got a better view of what's going on this side of the table, maybe even take a shot down the end there. Chap with the Weber, jumped up onto the building here. These 2 guys are over here, moved forward. This guy's readied up. This guy's gone into a bit more cover because he was out in the open over here. And the guy who was on this side of the building has run all the way around here. I say run, he's moved. And now he's within 2 inches of that objective, just so I've got a bit of control there. And that is everything. So start of the shooting phase. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to get this Acolyte here to spit in this Cultist face. So it's a command point, and on a 5 up it deals a mortal wound. No, there we go. So we'll go to Heretic Astartes shooting.
Okay, so we're going to fire the flamer into this guy here. So D6 shots for 4. And then we're wounding on 3s. So we got 3 wounds.
So we've got 5 ups to make for that acolyte. So 2 wounds go through, so
he's got 1 flesh wound, so on a 3 up, he is out of action.
He's gone. Goodbye, acolyte. So we've got this neophyte here, shooting into the plasma sniper at the top here. He's hitting on 6s, and he's got a single shot, and he misses. 12 there, so you've got your...
Yeah,
just a 12, so you get 2 shots hitting on 4s.
Because it's obscured, yeah. So hitting on 4s with the plasma sniper, re-rolling 1s because he's a sniper against this neophyte. So 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Re-roll a 1.
Nope.
Okay, still 1 hit.
So 1 hit, and I'll be wounding on 2.
So 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's
minus 3.
AP, so he's...
It's minus 3, yeah, so he's...
Just injury roll.
Injury roll.
So he's got a flesh wound.
Can I re-roll that?
That's a good question. Is it in...
We'll come back to it. Okay, you can re-roll an injury roll, so we're going to go for a re-roll. I've got a 5. He's out.
He's out of there. So this neophyte here is going to take a shot at the Space Marine there. He's hitting on 5s for the guys out in the open from where he is, but he's also out of range, so that is a hit. And then it's a strength 3 weapon, toughness 4, so 5s to wound. No wound.
Okay, my heavy bolter is going to be shooting
this
neophyte there, and he's not obscured, but he is out of half range, so he's going to be hitting on 4s. So we got the 1 hit, and then we're going to be wounding on 3s, and we don't wound.
Okay, so the neophyte here is then going to be trading shots with this plasma over there then. So again, he's going to hit on 5s. No, 6s because you're obscured as well. So it would have been hitting on 6s anyway, but no hit.
Okay, so this cultist is going to shoot his auto gun down here. He's out of range and obscured, so he's going to be hitting on a 6. No hit.
So the neophyte here with his auto gun shooting at the cultist just poking out here. Obviously he's obscured, he's out of range, so we're looking for a 6 with 1 dice. No. So that's him done. So this neophyte is going to be shooting into the heavy bolter marine there. So again, we're looking for 6s. No, nothing there. And then we've got this one guy left over here. Okay, so we're going to do the shot from this neophyte all the way over into the heavy bolter again, looking for a 6 because he's obscured and out of range, and a 1 again. So
not a very successful shooting round from...
Not at all. I still have this guy with his hand flamer.
Yep.
He needs to shoot into your cultist there.
D3.
So D3 shots. He's doing 1 shot. It's an auto hit, and he's wounding on a 4. There's a wound. It's no AP.
6 up save.
Okay.
Nope.
Then we have the injury roll. So he's got a flesh wound.
Okay, is that all?
That is all the shooting done from the Genestealer.
Cool.
2 attacks from the Aberrant into the cultist. He's hitting on 4s, I think, with his hammer. And he's doing... It's 2 to wound, wasn't it? Yeah, 2 to wound. It was a ridiculous amount of AP, I remember. So straight into the injury. And that is a flesh wound. So your cultist, either one, get to fight back.
Okay, my cultist is heroically going to kill this acolyte, hopefully. So he's got -1 to hit. He's normally hitting on 4s, so he's going to be hitting on 5s. -1 because of the flesh wound. He hits.
That's good, yeah.
So he's strength 3, toughness 3, so
Force to wound.
Force to wound. Oh, he wounds.
He's gonna do, isn't he?
Could he kill him?
Oh, we could.
Oh,
injury roll.
Injury roll.
Oh, just a flesh
Just a
wound.
flesh wound.
If you
I can re-roll it, it's a different phase.
You've got command point, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
for
going to re-roll it.
Oh,
He's dead.
Take him out.
Okay, obviously these cultists are pretty tough, so we're going to try and take out the Aberrant, or at least a wound down. So we're going to be hitting on 5s. No wound, no hit. Okay, because I'm missing more than half the models or have flesh wounds to see if my army's broken. 2d6, I've rolled a 9, which means that my army is broken. Alex is going to do the same.
Yeah, mine are broken.
His are broken, which means that...
So you've got to roll a nerve test on every single person in the team.
yeah, but in the rules, if you break...
Well, it's a draw then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because both armies are broken.
Both armies are broken.
You can't be unbroken.
Should we...
The victory conditions...
Should we roll the nerve test and see actually how many people we have that aren't shaken afterwards?
Yeah, because I suppose what we can determine is, say only one of us broke, we can see how badly that would have gone for,
the
other one.
Yeah, let's see how that looks. So we'll come back and we're going to roll off and do some break tests. Okay, just for the fun of it, to show how bad it is when your team becomes broken, we're going to show you the nerve tests. Now, you get minus and plus modifiers, so you get a plus modifier if there is a shaken model or an out of action model. So at the moment, I've got 6 models out of action, so it'll be plus 6 to my roll. But if you have a non-shaken model that's within 2 inches of the model you're rolling for, you get a minus 1.
Minus 1.
So we're gonna
roll this guy first
because he's got 2 models within 2 inches.
These 2 within 2 inches, so he's going to benefit for a minus 2 to the roll.
Yeah, and it'll be plus 6.
Then plus 6 for the ones that are out of action. So it's a 0 plus 6 because you guys are out of action.
So that's 8.
Leadership 7, so he's fine.
Yeah, so he's minus 2, so he's actually okay. So then we'll go to roll for this guy who's going to get.
He'll only benefit from this one guy.
Yeah, so minus 1, so it'll be a 3.
3.
So 3 plus 6 is 9, minus 1 is 8, so he's shaken.
Now shaken, yeah.
Because they have my best leadership is 7 from the Spacemen.
So this guy as well.
So he'll get the same. He'll have a minus, but he now gets an extra one, so it's 7. Plus 7 now, because he's shaken.
Oh, because that guy's now shaken as well. He gets added to the list of the pool of bad ones.
So it's a 1. So 7 plus 1 is 8. Minus 1 because of this model.
So he's actually
7.
alright.
So he's alright.
His leadership.
So he's okay. So I've got 2 unshaken models. Okay, so we've got 2 models here.
They'll benefit from each other, obviously, if they break.
So it'll be 7 plus 6.
So he's definitely broken.
Shaken. Now, the other one is going to get a minus 1. Because it's going to be plus 8. So he could, if he rolls a 1. Oh no, because he's not shaken.
1 plus.
He doesn't get a minus 1 because he's shaken now.
Yeah, so he won't be getting any benefit from him now because he's shaken. So you're.
So it's 8.
So you've got 6 dead. You've got 1 shaken there and 1 shaken there, so that's now 8.
So no one can pass it.
Yeah, if you rolled a 1, you'd make 9. Yeah. You've got 6 out, 2 shaken. You roll a 1, you'd be on 9 anyway. So that guy's broken.
Yep.
Then it'd be the same, I guess.
Yeah, I can't. So that is I can no longer pass any of the others.
Because then there'll be 3 shaken. These guys.
Yeah. So these are all shaken.
And your leader's dead as well. He's the only one I think who can buffer those.
He had leadership
rolls.
8. And he would have given plus 1, and he had an icon which gives plus 1 leadership as well. I thought the leader was going to survive. I did think that was a bit of a changing point because that leader dying because he charged. I thought he was definitely going to kill that acolyte.
So we could do the we go into the Genestealers and see what happens there. So all of my guys are outside of 2 inches, so none of them will be benefiting each other.
No.
None of them are currently shaken. So I've got 6 guys dead.
Yep.
And he doesn't count because he's only fleshman. It's only a break test that counts.
Yeah.
So 6 down. So we'll do this guy. He's got leadership of 7. So if I roll anything above
a 1,
he's broken. So that adds to 7. If I roll him and I roll a 1, that becomes an 8. And there's no benefit because there's nothing plus or minus there.
So they're all now shaken.
So he's now shaken, which is going to make his roll impossible, these guys. So essentially, everyone's broken because if I'd have to roll a 1 pretty much across the board from my first guy onwards before any of them can pass. And that's my team now shaken. So my guys can't do anything this turn.
Nope.
Your guys can't do anything this turn, can they?
These
You've got 2 guys who can, the rest of them can't.
So basically, I'd move these up. I'd try and flame someone, I suppose, if I could get into range. And I'd move him up and try and shoot someone. But then the next round is a very high chance that these 2 would then break as well.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, they would definitely break, wouldn't they? They would, because of the others.
Yeah.
You'd have to do the rolls again, but they'd only be getting minus 1. And
so there's a chance
there's a chance what you did. There's a chance that I could maybe save one of them.
Yeah.
And then it would be the same case.
Now,
so
I think the actual victory conditions for this battle wasn't, or shall I say the battle length continues after I'm sure it said somewhere it was when both teams were broken.
Yeah, victory conditions here.
Only one broken team.
Yeah.
It ends end of a battle round if there is only one unbroken kill team on the battlefield. But we're both broken, so we're both running away.
Yeah, so we're calling it a draw. It's we both broke on the same turn. To be honest, you would have been fine, but I took that acolyte out.
Yeah, if that acolyte was still there,
that cultist has drawn me the game otherwise, because I definitely thought I was going to lose because I didn't think I could take out enough for him to have to take a break test. So
now technically they try to determine the winner by whoever's the lowest points cost.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think that was such a close game anyway that
oh yeah,
no matter what.
Alex said actually have two less points, so technically, yeah, the Genestealer Colts do win. But we'll go into a little chat and have a chat about the what we think.
Okay, so we're going to do a post-battle chat and talk about Kill Team in general, and sort of just like a little review on what we like or what we maybe think could be improved or looked at. So in general, I really like the game.
Yeah, it's good fun. It is quick. Maybe not the half hour to an hour that they put on the box.
No.
It's quicker than a 40k game.
Yeah.
And just as enjoyable.
Yeah, I think probably you're more looking at sort of hour and a half, 2 hours a game.
Yeah.
At the beginning, when you learn the rules, longer. But yeah, I think you could probably get it down to an hour and a half, 2 hour game. So there's a lot of minuses to hit. So terrain is a big deal in terms of if any part of your model is obscured, you get -1 to hit, and then there's -1 to hits for being out of half range of the weapon. So there's a lot of.
I mean, to be honest, when it comes to terrain, you could even I know we've got a lot of buildings like these, which gives you the higher levels and everything. But even if you just had a table and you had it full of scatter terrain, just the fact that the obscurity just is -1 in general, you could actually play on a single level with just scatter terrain.
Yeah, because you almost don't need line of sight blocking as much, because you're sort of, if you're at any sort of distance, you're usually hitting at -2 anyway. So even for a Space Marine, that's you're hitting on 5s. For something like a cultist or a neophyte, you're going to be hitting on 6s most of the time. Obviously 6s is always a hit, so it's a good thing. But yeah, so you tend to do a lot of shooting and not actually hit anything.
Yeah. And a lot of it, you always get to the point where it's like, I'm just going to take a pot shot. I mean, you're limiting choice, because there's a point that you had with your heavy bolter guy on one part of the field, and it's okay, right, that guy over there is out in the open, but he's actually out of range. Now he's a 4 to hit, and everyone else is obscured in some way, so they're forced to hit. So you have that whole thing of that everything ends up being the same, and you just take a shot and go, well, which one am I most likely to kill? Which one's already wounded? I'll have a go at that one. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and then it's sort of your last sort of thing is like the reason I shot one guy out of all the ones that were forced to hit. The reason I shot him was because he was on a objective, and I thought, maybe I'd get him off the objective for the end of the game. So yeah, it's very hard to hit anything in terms of if they're obscured and things like that. But I think it also needs that a bit to get into combat. You need a bit of terrain so that the close combat models can get into combat. So I think it's quite well balanced with the minuses and stuff, because if you didn't have them, you'd just be shooting everything.
Yeah, it'd be a quick game. If you had like a gunline army, or you've got Astartes or Necrons, things that generally will hit on 3s with fairly decent strength weapons and AP. If they were all constantly hitting on 3s, a certain neophytes, cultists, they're just going to melt away as the game goes on. Yeah. Without having that cover, having the obscurity and those minus hits, the game would be too quick to play. But it definitely you do get a bit of frustration where you got all your guys. So the majority of my army and the majority of yours are guys with auto guns. Yeah. And we're hitting on 6s all the time. Yeah, we're not landing them.
And then wounding on 3s or 5s, 4s or 5s. Yeah. It's sort of like when I was firing with a heavy bolt, I was like, oh yes, I get to wound on a 3. It's sort of you're basically rolling to try and get 5s and then 5s. But talking about melting, flamers are very, very good.
Really good. Almost too good.
Yes. Yeah, I think maybe they could do with like a bit of a range shortening, like 8 inches. Well, we worked out if you've got a 6-inch move, plus you can have a 6-inch advance. Advance. If you half that, so average, say 3.
The flamer is 8 inches.
8 inches. So it was like a 17-inch.
It's an assault weapon, so you can advance it. Auto hits, so there's no penalty to your shot. So I think we worked out that it's about 17 inches at your effective range with a flamer, being able to move, advance if you get at least the 3 inches, and then the 8-inch flamer.
Yeah.
And on a table like this, where you're what 22 by 30-ish, you're pretty much controlling half the map with a flamer.
Yeah, and I mean when you're talking warp flamers that the Thousand Suns have that have -2 on it.
Yeah.
The frag cannons and auto hit shotguns that Deathwatch have. You know, I mean, I think the frag cannons are 12-inch.
So it's what
it should be like a 12-inch flamer, and
yeah,
it's no, it's 8-inch. It was 8-inch, but it's assault 2d6.
Yeah,
and it's strength 6 -1, 1 damage. So they are going to be very, very strong.
Don't want to get anywhere near those guys. And
No.
like I say them being exactly the same as a flamer essentially, but strength 6.
Yeah, just a lot better.
That's
Especially
good.
strength 6 against a cultist or a neophyte.
2's to wound.
2's to wound.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So you're auto hitting and then wounding on 2s.
Mm.
I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 5-point model, so the actual cost, 5-point weapon for the model, should I say, that in itself is the cost of pretty much a base neophyte. So you know they're carrying a neophyte in their arms.
Yeah, and I mean, but the thing is, I thought, maybe they'll only be allowed to take 2 frag cannons for Deathwatch, but they can actually take 4.
4 gunners.
Yeah, 4 veteran gunners. Yeah, so they can take 4 of those, and then a watch sergeant, and that would be a full kill team. I mean, obviously, if you had enough models to then shoot and take them out, you know, you just sort of have to be right at the back of the map, and hopefully.
Yeah. But again, you're spending 5 points for a neophyte that's hitting on 5s or 6s, and against a marine that's toughness 4, you're wounding on 5s and up, 5s up. So, it's you might have multiple guys. It's going to be a lot of shots. If you're lucky enough, you're probably wounding. And then you might take them out. Only 1 wound.
With flamers, and charges like 40k, they're auto hitting. So it's that thing again. You know, they're just brilliant for their. In kill team, flamers are the one.
Well, because obviously in 40k you're taking, you know, you might take 1 or 2 flamers in the squad on the hope that if you get charged by, you know, a bunch of Genestealers or Orc boys or something, you'll be able to do your D6 hits and take some of them out. With kill team, obviously you're only charging 1 guy in. So that 1 flamer that's got 6 hits, auto hitting, up to 6, auto hitting, and then wounding. It's strength 4, isn't it, the standard flamers?
Yeah,
so
standard flamers strength 4.
Wounding on 4, so
and I mean, if you're
50-50 to kill whatever's
especially
charged.
if you haven't got good save, you know, if you've got a cultist or a neophyte, acolyte, they're all like 5, 6 up saves. Orc boys will be 6 up saves. So it's going to be
If you've got a close combat army, or if you're against a close combat army and you take flamers, that's the way to go, I think.
I mean, toughness 4 models is going to be a big thing. If you can take a toughness 4 model. Because there's so many armies like the Guard, Admech,
neophytes, cultists,
and there's a lot of strength 3 weapons that are being carried about. So if you've got a toughness 4 model, you know, people are going to have to wound you on 5s. It just makes them so much more durable. Obviously they're more expensive, but it does just make them more durable. So
I think it's sometimes actually worth the points for those slightly tougher models with better weapons, because I think you'll see more results coming from them based on just averages rather than lucky rolls. Yeah. Because a lot of what we were doing, it was luck whether our guys hit and then wounded. Yeah. Those guys, it's not going to be. You're going to have luck as well as math on your side if you've got, you know, toughness 4, people are wounding on 5s. Your armor saves are normally about 3 up on those guys. Yeah. Rather than 5s and 6 ups. So it's quite. Numbers aren't everything in kill team.
No.
I don't think.
No, definitely not. I think Well, if we move on to talk about leadership and break tests, so if you lose half your models, or if if they're out of action, got a flesh wound, or are shaken, you if it's over half the amount of models you have in your army, they have to take a break test. So you roll 2 d6, and if it's over your highest model on the table, leadership, who's either not shaken or out of action. Then you break, and then you have to take a nerve test on every single model in your army.
Now 7 or 8 on a 2d6, fairly easy to pull off. Yeah. So it's quite easy to break your army. Obviously, in the game we did, I think you rolled an 8, didn't you, on your nerve test or something? So on your break test, should I say? Yeah, I rolled a 9. And then I rolled 12. So both of our armies just broke instantly. And
then the nerve test. So the nerve test is basically you have some plus and minus modifiers you would have seen in when we done the nerve test, but it makes it very easy for most of your models to then become shaken, which once they're shaken they can't do anything. So then like if you saw at the end of our game, you've got a load of models that aren't really that can't then do anything. Like all of your models became shaken. All of mine, apart from 2, which I wouldn't have really done much, and then mine would have become shaken. So it was pretty much the end of the game.
Yeah, so I had what 7 models on the table, so I'd have to have rolled 7 ones consecutively.
Yeah.
Doing those tests to make sure my guys passed, because if I rolled more than a 1, the guy would then break, and because he was broken, I'd then have to roll a 2 up. Well, not about 2 up. I'd have to roll a 0 to meet my leadership, so it's impossible. So as soon as one of my guys broke, I couldn't pass that test again.
Yeah. So I think the, for instance, the Necrons are really, really good because even if they lose half their models, they've got leadership 10. Every single model's got leadership 10. So it doesn't matter. There's just as long as there's one model on there, you've got to roll an 11 or 12 for them to break, which is unlikely.
Yeah.
And then you also, when they're taking their nerve tests, again, you are rolling a d6 plus how many you've lost or are shaken. Probably won't come into effect, or very, very rarely.
No, because we didn't jump straight in and do a back rep without playing it once or twice before.
Yeah, we played it.
So we did have a play around. We did a game with the Genestealers against the Necrons.
Yeah.
Obviously, my army again broke fairly. It
was about the 4th round, wasn't it?
It was
end of
third or fourth. Can't remember exactly where it was. So they broke. But obviously, Pat didn't have to worry at all because his break tests were just. They were pretty much non-existent. I mean, you had I think did you have 8 models that game?
Yeah, and I still had something like 6 left on the table.
Yeah, and I had something like 12, I think, and obviously then they broke fairly quickly. So you weren't actually having to do break tests that far into it. Obviously, you have your decent save.
Yeah.
And to be fair, on one of the injury rolls, I rolled a 6, which does nothing to a Necron.
Yeah, because they reanimate on a 6.
So yeah, that's great fun, but. Necrons don't really have to worry too much about those leadership tests.
Yeah, which is going to make them very strong in Kill Team, because I think, you know, if you're taking any sort of army that has more than 10 models, you're going to struggle around turn 4, which some missions that is the end of the turn, at the end of the game, in terms of you then roll off and see if it goes any further. But I mean, we've played the Genestealer Cult, you've played them twice and you broke both games.
Yeah.
I've played the Heretic Astartes, it's the first time I've played them, and I broke because obviously I had quite a few cultists. You're probably better off with Heretic Astartes actually just taking pure Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine. I think you'd be far better off.
I mean, because the weapons they can take, the ballistic skill they have, the toughness.
Tell you what, the only thing I'd do is I'd probably, if I was going back, I'd try and do as many Chaos Space Marines as I could, but leave space for 2 flamers, 2 cultist flamers, and just have them, just because they're pretty good for when people want to charge you and stuff like that, and you know, they're just effective. So yeah, I think that's what I'd do if I was gonna like have the most effective Chaos Space Marinist I could, and
without that worry of break tests.
You'd have a lot less worry of break tests.
But saying that there are ways you can mitigate your army failing. Obviously, if you've got guys, I mean, when we did the bat rep, you'll see. When you've got guys near each other and they haven't broken, they actually help each other stick together. They're not going to break as quickly.
You get the plus tests, like the minus on the roll for the tests, and also your leader, doesn't it?
And your leaders, yeah. So your leaders can help you pass. But on top of that as well, if you've got a medic specialist, if I'm remembering this correctly, your medic, if he's shaken, doesn't count towards.
Yes, that's right.
Count towards your
your
modifiers.
Nerve tests. Yeah.
So yeah, you can take medics. I'm not sure how many times I'd actually take a medic. You'd have to, if you got them quite high up in the levels, they give you things like where you can start to feel no pain to people.
I think if you're planning a campaign, maybe. And that's the other thing with campaigns is like, we can't find any rules if you do start a campaign where you can retreat. There's no sort of like, there's no rule to.
I had to look at it. I think there actually is.
Is there?
Check it. I think there is a withdrawal within the campaign rules.
Okay.
If you want to carry on talking.
So we tried to look the other day, but I couldn't find one. But Alex may have
something somewhere.
May have found one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the leadership tests. You're either gonna have to sort of make. Like if you've got like a Necron army or a Tyranid army, most of the Tyranids apart from the Hormagaunts and Termagants are leadership 9. I think the Hormagaunts and Termagants is like 6 or something. So, but then if you've got a Tyranid warrior, they've got synapse, so you can't fail nerve tests if you're within 12 inches of a Tyranid warrior. So they're going to be very strong in them terms as well. Also, Genestealer cult, in the faction focus, they said you can take Genestealers as a unit. Well, in the book, there's nothing about that. There's no data sheet. There's no, there's not even something that says, oh, look at the Tyranid data sheet for the Genestealer. So
yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there, because it'd be quite good to get Genestealers in there. I mean, they are, they're part of the Genestealer cult army, so you assume.
So it's sort of a bit strange that they've put it in the faction focus as a unit and it's not in the book. So I'm not sure what's happening there, whether they're going to FAQ that or what. I'm not totally sure. So yeah, I think having a more elite type list will be more helpful in terms of break tests and nerve tests and those sorts of things. I think if you're going over 10 models, that's when you're going to start struggling.
Yeah, especially if they're toughness 3, because you've got to take into account, obviously, if you take a 6-man squad of, say, Astartes, and you lose 3 of them and one of them's wounded, then you've got the issue at that point. But then,
I suppose thematically, if you did take a squad of 20 cultists, they probably should run once they start taking a lot of wounds,
Yeah, but you've got guys dying around all over the place. Then,
I suppose it is right and it is how it should be. I think it's just like, for me and Alex, we had 2 games that were pretty close, and they've both been ended by a break test.
Because the issue we were saying is, granted, you're getting four turns into it. You're playing pretty much a full game before it happens, but there are times, like in this game and one of the test games that we did, that you get to a point where you go, I want to see how this actually turns out.
Yeah.
And then when you hit a break test and both your armies are failing, and that's the end of the game, you almost have to say to each other, should we just ignore that and carry on playing and see how this turns out?
Yeah.
Because you start, obviously, kill teams are probably a bit more tactical sometimes with than 40k can be.
Yeah.
The fact you're using the terrain, you're having to move people, you're having to decide who you want to put out there to be shot almost. Who's going to take those risks?
And then your shooting is alternating. So the movement you do, as you would have seen in the kill team, one person moves, next person moves, depending on initiative, and then you do shooting back and forth, same as fighting and charges. So I think there's a lot more, you have to think, do I want to use that one first or that one first, and who do I want to shoot first because he's actually ready, so if I shot him first he wouldn't be able to then shoot me, and so on and so forth. So there is quite a lot of tactics, and obviously making sure you get behind terrain and all those the sorts of things as well.
I don't know where it is, I'm sure it's near somewhere. There's a part to do with campaigns, let me just check that page, it might be a good place to start.
It's the end, right at the end.
Yeah. I must have skipped past at some point.
No,
it's still after that,
But yeah, like I say, overall, really good game. I think the rules are good.
Yeah, there we go. Strategic withdrawal. So at the end of the third battle round, and at the end of each subsequent phase, anytime after the third round, which to be fair, there's a lot of damage done by then. Players make the decision about whether or not to do so in order to determine the initiative phase if they want to fall out. So yeah, you can still withdraw.
Is there any penalty to it?
So if there's only one other player, that one wins, obviously, because if you pull out of it, all of their models are removed from battle. They must roll a dice for each model with 1 or more flesh wounds. When they do so, to determine whether or not they go out of action as described in casualties. So if you've got guys who are sat there with a bunch of wounds on them and you go, I don't want to lose them, you can still potentially lose them.
But then I suppose if you've got a lot without wounds, it might be a good time to withdraw.
You might have like a level 3 specialist who's at the back who's just surviving and the rest of the army's dying around, and you don't want him dying because that's
you could lose him in the next mission.
So you can still withdraw, but you still have that ability to lose your guys. So you might have to again strategically work out how much damage you want to do to your opponent. If you've got a couple of guys with wounds on, they're just your basic guys. You might want to fall everyone back that you don't mind. Fall back the people you do want to keep and force those guys forward to try and do some last minute damage until you get to turn 3 and then pull everyone out.
Also, I think the missions, so far we've played 3 missions, and they've all been really good, and also I like the way that they're set up for either 2 players or 4 players, so they're set up, it's like you don't have to change anything. The only thing you'd have to do is make the board twice as big. All the sort of it shows on each mission the deployments for both, and basically all of the mission rules are the same. It's not you're not really changing anything. They're just saying do this, and it's the same for 4 people.
So I think we had one where it was at the end of every turn, you hold an objective, you get a certain amount of points depending where it's on the board. If it's furthest away from your deployment or in the middle of the map, then this one was at the end of the game. it's whoever is stood on the most objectives gets the most points plus how many people were killed.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, it was fairly close anyway. But
the amount of people killed was close, but you would have won on objectives because you'd sort of pushed me right back into the corner, and I was sort of running away and shooting and running away.
Yeah. And one thing we did, what should I say, I missed at the start was I didn't do my Colt ambush rolls.
Yeah.
So I was on a 5-up. Genestealers can move their 6-inch movement before the game starts.
Yeah.
So if I actually did those rolls and got a couple of them off, I might have been able to move them up sooner.
Yeah, and I could have been in a bit more trouble earlier on.
But even then, I could have moved them up and put them in worse positions.
Yeah.
Because there's not a huge amount of cover, and obviously this centre area of this board we didn't really use, just because
I think the amount of terrain we have on this board is fairly good. You know, you could make it higher or whatever, but it's...
There's times when we're just trading fire, so you've got guys over here and guys over here, they're just shooting at each other because they don't want to just stand out and you know, get shot at full ballistic skill. And
but the thing is, with a cultist with an autogun or a neophyte with an autogun, most of the time you're not really going to charge them into each other, are you? Unless you're really trying to get that last... Like you need to try and kill that person to try and either break them or to try and
it's like you
get an objective or something.
So
like
you've seen that bat rep we did that you had your 3 cultists charge my aberrant. I thought, well, I've got a guy over there who's 8 inches away. It's over his movement speed, but if he could charge and make it, he can get across this gap and into cover. Because I had him sat back there, he was out of range, everything was obscured to him. So I'll use that as a way of trying to move my guys up and charge into it. So there are times that you do it, you use your cultist to try and weigh down that.
He actually put a flesh wound on my cultist as well.
He did, yeah, he did well that one. That's the other good thing as well, is obviously the charging. If you do charge into someone and you've got a pistol on your guy, which a lot of... did the cultists have that as war gear?
No,
it was just you had your pistols over here anyway. Didn't
you?
They
had pistols. Because when you take a pistol when you have the assault.
Yeah, so if you've got guys with pistols, the same with the acolytes. I went for the hand flames on them, and because they're pistols, you can charge someone, get into the charge, and from reading the rules in the shooting phase, you can still shoot your pistol. So you charge. So
the only thing it says is if you've been charged, you can't use your pistol in the shooting phase. But it doesn't say if you did charge, you can't. So we're assuming you can because you charge, shoot them, and then bash them over the head.
So pistols aren't a bad weapon because if you're, especially if you're a close combat army and you take pistols, you don't sacrifice your shooting phase when you charge. Whereas everything else, if you're only sat with an auto gun and no pistol and you charge, you're essentially sacrificing your shooting to then go into combat. Whereas for those guys, it means I could charge, use my hand flamer, then do their attacks, or charge, use the pistol, and then get my neophyte to do his one attack. So flamers and pistols, from what we've played so far, fairly good little weapons.
Yeah, like I say, we've played 3 games. We played one with the Primaris. You had
the Astartes. So my Space Wolf Primaris Marines.
I was playing Necrons, and Andrew was playing with us, and he was Thousand Suns, and he had the Sorcerer, which was good. He took out my leader first turn. He also had one flamer as well.
Psychic powers, just the mortal wounds. It can be pretty devastating. I mean,
like you with that acid spit on my leader, bang.
Mortal wounds, they can be horrible. But from what I've seen so far, some of the armies, or maybe most of them, I don't know about your Heretic Astartes or your Necrons, but I think most of the armies have a stratagem that lets you essentially effectively take a 5-up feel no pain against mortal wounds, essentially.
I'm pretty sure I don't get that
command points or something. So I know we've got one of the orc boxes, one of those starter expansion kits, and I had a quick look through what their stratagems were when I was on the phone to John actually. And one of them is the same. So you can, if you take a mortal wound, you have a 5-up save.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Necrons don't have that, but then nor do Heretic Astartes. But you get more. This is the other thing with the boxes, the starter boxes, the kill team boxes. You're going to get extra tactics. So you can, Necrons might come out and they might have a feel no pain against more wounds, but they just haven't got.
To be fair, I think the acid spit one that I used was I think that's a Genestealer tactic. I don't know if that's actually in the book or not.
Okay, so it might have been the extra one.
Check that as well.
Yeah, why not?
Because I think that might be a specific one to Genestealers as part of the expansion rather than as part of. This further away. As part of the standard ones you get. I'm just going to double check.
Because you said Genestealer cult have got 12. And I'd make a 10.
So when I open up the starter kit and look through the cards, you get 12 tactics with the Genestealer cult and 10 with the admech.
So you get
obviously you get your base tactics.
So you get 6 in
So there was
in the
6
book.
in here. So
they would have got another 6 of Genestealer cult in their starter box.
So essentially another 6, and yeah, Ashes Spit's not in this one, so that's definitely
Yeah.
a specific one.
And so the Admech, how many have the Admech got?
What in the book?
Yeah.
So obviously there's 10 for the Admech as.
So I wonder if it's 5 and 5. So maybe you're looking at doubling the amount.
Where were they? After the Astartes?
Yeah, Go Plus, Deathwatch, Grey Knights, and all them. Yeah, so you're looking at doubling the amount of tactic cards you get, which will be cool. So now 4.
So you're going to get 4.
So you got an extra 6 with the start thing.